They're so beautiful. They think we're beautiful because we're Americans and we're white and we're tall and we have like big noses and stuff. But they are all just so beautiful. And then they're very kind, humble, obviously, because they don't have much. But when you meet people, a lot of times you just like compliment them. I'd like meet people and they're like, oh, you're so beautiful all the time. So you don't really do that in America. I came back and I couldn't really do that. But they're very... yeah, we'd compliment people. They'd tell me how beautiful I was, how white I was. It's good there. They have whole aisles of just baby powder. And that's what they just put on themselves. At first, I thought it was just so they'd be whiter, which they do want to be whiter. But it's also just to like help with the sweat so they don't get heat rash and stuff. Holidays, New Year's and stuff, they just light off tons of fireworks. Like there's no illegal fireworks. I don't know if there is. Maybe not. But they're all super loud. And there's just not a lot of... I don't know. It's not like American government, obviously. In my second area, in Dingras, the people there were so kind because it's kind of a country area, and the people are just so great. We're just like walking down the street, and they're just like, "Hey, sister," or somewhere like, "Hey, brothers," and like everybody knew us. It was so fun, and I remember we lived in the parking lot of a school, and so it was like this Baptist school. So we'd wake up every morning to Pastor Bob talking in English to these students because that's another thing about their culture. They speak a lot of English. But he'd speak English to these like third graders and they probably, I don't know how much they understand, but, and they'd play music at 5 in the morning, and then like the Catholic church down the street would like blast their Catholic prayer at like 6 in the morning. So we'd wake up to that every morning, and it was in Ilocano, so we didn't understand a thing they were saying. But for their culture, they're just very kind and they're happy. They have a saying that's funner in the Philippines. I don't know fully what that means, but it really is funner. I had so many adventures, and like they're just like good, humble, hardworking. They're very hardworking people. They'll go out all day and they're in the bukid, like the country, and they're just like bent over like harvesting rice, and they just do what they can and they don't complain. And obviously not everyone, but the ones I knew. And we never did service projects or anything. I don't know if that was just my mission or where I was at, but they're very like, I can do it, sister. They're very self-reliant. So I like every religion under the sun. There's like Seventh-day Adventist, Presbyterian, Methodist, UCCP, I think. United Church of the Philippines. There was Iglesia ni Cristo, LDS. Did I say Catholics? I don't know. But they had every religion. It was cool because while I was there, I only met one atheist ever who just didn't have faith in God. Everyone believed in God. Every tri-C that you get in has like a cross hanging from it, or if they're not. Because some churches like Saksi ni Jehovah, like that's Jehovah's Witnesses, they didn't believe in having riboltos or like images. So they wouldn't have that. But everybody believed in God. Even if they weren't necessarily good people, they all had faith in Christ. And I think that's probably because the Spaniards took over. When the Spaniards took over, like everybody became Catholic. Not everyone, obviously. Everybody's different. But every religion, we met a ton of different religions. It just wasn't like straight Catholics or anything. But they all believe in God. They all love God. They love Jesus. Even if they don't really understand who he is or they've never read the Bible, they know that they believe in him.